Good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. It is Wednesday, October 13th. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Maleris and Christian Morgan.
Morning.
We see you signing on gradually here. We appreciate you making us part of your day as you get ready for work or whatever your plans are for this Wednesday. Let's take a look at our forecast to start things off because, Christian, it is so warm this week.
I'll tell you what, it's really going to feel a little more like August this week rather than October. But guess what? By the end of the weekend, things will really start to take a change. Beautiful sunshine across the Piedmont this morning. Most of those clouds, like we were talking about, that we had have pretty much cleared out now, and a really comfortable start with temperatures in the 50s out the door right now in the Gate City, and upper 50s to near 60 all across the board. Zooming out on a wider view, there's even some 50s down in South Carolina and in Georgia too. But zooming out even further, it's pretty hard to miss that big deal cold front that's out over the plains right now. 31 in Denver, 36 in Goodland, 63 in Kansas City right now. And that cold front is making for some, well, quite busy weather out across the plains, and several tornado warnings last night, even this morning in Oklahoma City. I've seen 2 tornado warnings there this morning already. And this line of showers and storms pushing just ahead of that cold front. Now, we're not going to get that. We're also not going to get this. Yeah, that's snow in the Dakotas and up in Montana as well. We're not going to get in on that, but the cold front will bring us some fall-like air here to the Piedmont. In the meantime, high pressure is really the main player in our weather. It will keep us dry, it will keep the sunshine around, and also will warm us up some too. Our winds will change direction coming out of the southwest, and that pushes in the warm air, also pushes in some humid air out of the Gulf of Mexico as well. Now, it's not going to get crazy humid, but it will at least be noticeable, especially as we go into your Thursday and Friday. As temperatures warm into the mid-80s, you'll also notice a little more mugginess to the air if you step outside. That cold front works its way toward us as we get into Saturday and crosses the Blue Ridge Saturday morning, then likely moves across the Piedmont Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Normal high right now, to put this in perspective for you, is 72. Forecast high for today is 80. Low 80s, 83 Thursday, 84 Friday. Still above on Saturday at 80 degrees, but we're a little cooler because of clouds and the possibility of some rain, maybe a thunderstorm. On Sunday, though, we go back to being below normal for afternoon high temperatures. So it really is kind of this temperature swing, this roller coaster ride that we, of course, are used to in North Carolina. And it also affects our colors, fall colors. Right now, you're talking about places, Grandfather Mountain, Mount Mitchell. The highest elevations above 4,500 feet have the best color right now. Those are the places that are peaking this week. Our color has kind of been delayed a bit over the last week because we've had humid weather. We've had warm weather. Once we get this cold, dry weather in here on the back half of this cold front going into Sunday and into next week, that'll kind of kickstart the process again for those fall leaves to change color. So places like Boone, Blowing Rock, Asheville, over the next 2 weeks will really start to have some awesome color on the trees there. In the meantime, this morning, those clouds are thinning out now. We have more sunshine this afternoon, upper 70s to near 80 for those afternoon highs. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll drop it back into the upper 50s and near 60, and then mid 50s for our folks in the western counties and foothill and mountain communities as well. 7-day forecast, it's got ups, it's got downs. You pick what side you want to be on, the summer side or the fall side. Stress-free weather through the end of the work week. Saturday is cold front day. We'll watch for that. Showers and maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Turning sharply cooler behind that front Saturday night. Sunday morning dropping down into the upper 40s. We'll only top it out in the upper 60s to near 70 Sunday afternoon. 70 Monday, 71 on Tuesday. All the while staying dry and keeping that sunshine around too.
Yeah, that's a 7-day you want to take a picture of.
Summer on the left, fall on the right.
Yes, it's kind of like, you know, when Ed Matthews yesterday said it can be raining in one town and sunny in another, all in, you know, the span of 20 miles. So
it's cool. You know, we talked a lot about the Appalachian Wedge earlier this week because it's that time of the year. And on Monday I was off, so shockingly. I rode up to the mountains and it was so cool. You know, once you got past Wilkesboro, once you got up the mountain, you could look back and see that bank of clouds just kind of locked in here in the Piedmont, and then it was sunshine up on the mountains.
Yeah, of course it was. You brought it there.
I brought it back here though, right?
Yes.
We have the sun now, so I brought it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that counts. Okay, so the city of Greensboro wants to help you get into the holiday spirit because our weather certainly isn't helping us out at all with that. But this month it's hosting several workshops about celebrating Halloween at home.
So this is the question. You don't have to write it down because we're going to say it often. How often do you buy holiday decorations? Yeah. for any season, really. It doesn't have to be just Halloween. We're talking about all holiday decorations. So while you respond below, let's talk about what the city of Greensboro is doing to kind of make it more affordable and fun for everyone.
The Greensboro Parks and Recs Department will host Halloween Hoopla at Home events on its Facebook page. The first one is tomorrow, October 14th at 4 o'clock. There will also be events on October 22nd and 28th. They'll focus on how to make Halloween fun and affordable with games, treats, and decorations at home.
So back to our question, how often do you buy holiday decorations? We got some text responses today, and one viewer said, I have some Halloween decorations that my mom had 20 years ago, like light up outdoor ghosts and pumpkins. They also have plastic pumpkins hanging in the trees. Another said they don't buy new decorations. They use the decorations they had from the 70s and the 80s. And they said, quote, I love my old stuff. They don't make things like they used to. That's also true.
Yeah, I can agree there. Debbie said I use what I have every year, and sometimes I add to my decorations. At Christmas, I have 5 Christmas trees in the house, and everything is decorated inside and out. I decorate for every holiday. Donna said I buy Hallmark keepsake ornaments every year. I have 6 totes full of ornaments. Wow. It's a lot of ornaments, but special ones too.
Yeah.
Like she's intentional about which ones she buys, and they're all keepsakes, maybe heirlooms someday.
Yeah, all of our ornaments are the same way. You know, we all have like pictures of our kids or us growing up, or, you know, something that we made as a child or something that our kids are now making in school, and we use those for decoration. So we don't really buy ornaments for our trees because we like to use our family, you know, either DIY projects or, you know, just our pictures. But for Halloween decorations specifically and for fall decorations, I never used to decorate for those 2 things. So I feel like, you know, I keep what I have and then I just add on. But for things like Christmas oh gosh, I also decorate every year for New Year's Eve and stuff like that, you know, just like have that winter flow. But other than that, you know, I don't really decorate. Easter, you know, but never fall, never Halloween, and now I do because I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decorating takes a whole new level when you have kids because they enjoy it, you know, and it gets us all into the season and it's fun. I started acquiring holiday decorations when I got married 3 years ago, and we had a house together. And so it was really fun buying all that stuff, but we organized it into bins, which go in the attic after each holiday. And it has been pretty methodical being able to reuse these decorations every year, buying some on sale normally after the holiday has passed that you can use next year. That's a way we save money. As far as ornaments, though, we've started a tradition of collecting an ornament from places where we travel. So we have some from some really cool places so far over the years, and we hope to kind of keep that tradition going. I have a couple filler ornament type packs for the tree, but other than that, they all mean something too. The issue that I mentioned earlier is with the spending money on things that are disposable. So like the tree, we have to buy fresh every year because my husband can't stand artificial trees. So we have to go to a tree lot, actually get one, and then obviously it only lasts so long. Same thing with pumpkins. Now that my toddler knows what they are, he's obsessed, and so our collection is growing and growing. We have so many pumpkins on the front porch and in our house, and it's still ways to go until Halloween, Christian.
So Megan spends a lot of time in the pumpkin patch in the fall now.
Grocery stores, I mean, anywhere that has a pumpkin, we get it.
If it's there, he wants it. No, so we've talked about this before. My mom, you know, goes all out for decorating, not only for fall and Halloween, she combines the two. But then once the day after Halloween gets here, November 1st is here, then it transitions to Christmas. And she's always gone all out and always is collecting. So we have, you know, 30 plus years of collecting decorations here. And then when I moved out and moved to Greensboro, now I just kind of go back to the house during the seasons, you know, during the holiday season and say, oh, I like that. That's not going to be used this year. And that's not going to be used. And then I take it with me back to Greensboro. And I thought it was going really, really well. Like, there's so much stuff. Nobody will notice this is gone. And then my mom came to my place and said, hey, I've been looking for that. And then took it right back with her, took it right off my counter.
Oh, no.
Yes, as she should. That's hers. Exactly, but you know, you're too old to be disciplined. You called it borrowing, but I was waiting to see a text from your mom here.
It's borrowing because at the end of the season I take it back to the house where I grew up in Asheboro,
Right.
and then I put it in storage.
Because you want her to store it, but you want her stuff to display.
Oh, that is cold,
Yeah.
Christian. So cold.
Exactly.
It's family, right?
Yeah, it is
Sharing.
family, yeah. And
Sharing.
moms have big hearts, so you tend to get away with things with moms.
I'm also
More.
I'm also the youngest son too, so I get away with a little
Yeah,
more.
that's a twofer. That is a twofer.
Yes. So we have some comments here coming into our feed. Jessica said she used to go crazy with all the decorations, but did not do it last year. And she plans to be simple this year as well. Carl said they've had the same decor for years until he started a new career at Hobby Lobby. And now his wife wants to replace everything.
I can see that.
I can see that. You know, I'm sure some kind of employee discount is a big perk for that. Jessica added that they're planning to house shop this year now that the market is cooling, so they don't plan to buy any decor until they're moved and obviously know what kind of space they're working with, which makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I don't know how my new neighborhood decorates for Christmas yet, since we moved in January of last year. So this will be our first Christmas in our new home, and I can't wait to see, because that will make me either motivate me to go big or, you know, make me scale back a little bit. You know, I like to either keep up with the neighbors or, you know, just, you know, not really overdo it, but, you know, show them what I got. But if nobody's like doing anything, I'm like, you know, then I don't want to brag, you know, I'm just like, So I'll be interested to see when the decorations start going up in my neighborhood, and also how big they get, because I'm ready. I've been collecting for some years now.
Is
All
everybody just waiting? Does nobody want to be the first one? They're like looking down the road, like, I wonder if, okay, when they put it up, then I'm gonna put mine up. Like, is it going that way, or?
I think that's how it usually goes.
You should step out on a limb, be first.
Well, I don't do it until after Thanksgiving. And honestly, not until after Simone's birthday.
Oh,
yeah, which is in December. So I wait usually because I like to, for her sake, you know, kind of separate it a little bit. But as soon as her birthday party is over, we're like, you know, put it up.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with neighbors putting up their decor early. It's it's taking them down. I mean, if you still have reindeer in your yard in March, you know, it might be time to pack those up until next year, you know?
Yeah, so it's not really like, you know, when do they have to get up? It's like an expiration date of like how long they can stay
Right.
out. Okay.
People start to wonder if those spider webs are actually real.
Yeah.
And not fake.
They probably are, but by a certain point.
You guys are funny. All right, well, we are going to have another conversation in just a few minutes about another history-making moment as we watch Captain Kirk head to space. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'm sorry, I had a chuckle. I mean, it's a great headline.
It's funny, but it's true.
Yes.
It's so awesome. Okay,
Love it.
that's coming up in a minute, but let's get to some of our other morning headlines happening here at home. Forsyth County deputies have issued a silver alert for a missing 11-year-old girl. They say Arena Keys could have memory problems or difficulty making decisions, so deputies want to find her very quickly. They say she was wearing a red jacket, blue jeans, and black shoes with a light blue backpack when she disappeared. If you see her, please call the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office right away. A 21-year-old woman is recovering after being shot while two groups fired off several rounds in Winston-Salem. Police say officers found Talea McCulloch suffering from a gunshot wound in the 1900 block of Oliver's Crossing Circle around 10:45 last night. She went to a hospital where she is stable as of last check. It's unknown if she was the intended target.
Repaving begins this morning on Guilford College Road and Market Street in Greensboro. Crews will be out there from 9 to 4 every day, except for Sundays for the next 2 weeks. The city hoped the project would be complete by late summer, but because of draining issues and concerns, the project was delayed. It's not clear when the entire project will be complete, but we do know the paving should last about 2 weeks. If being active and helping others is something you really enjoy, Brewing Company's fundraising event could be the perfect fit for you. This weekend, the brewery is hosting their second annual Pedaling for Pencils bike ride. All money raised goes to the Guilford County Teacher Supply Warehouse. WFMI News 2's Denise McMiller has more.
This warehouse is run by a nonprofit, the Guilford Education Alliance. So the success of this warehouse is dependent upon donations from the community. And as you can see, they're doing a pretty good job, but some of their bins are starting to run low. So that is why we need to make sure that folks are donating year round, because this place allows teachers to go ahead and pick up supplies for free to make sure students have what they need. And I actually have Nick Barnes here with PwC. He has actually been volunteering here. So just talk about how you've been involved with the supply warehouse.
That's right. Yeah, so I show up and I unpack all the donations and make sure that the shelves are stocked and the teachers have all the supplies in front of them that they need when they come to do their shopping.
All right, and talk about what you see when these teachers come in here and they're able to stock up and get these supplies for free.
They are grinning from ear to ear. They couldn't be happier to have a place like this where they can get free supplies for their students and make sure that the students are well equipped throughout the school year.
All right, and I know you're now helping in a big way with PwC with their Pedaling for Pencils event. So talk about how you're getting involved with that as well.
We're thrilled to help out with the Pedaling for Pencils event, and we couldn't be happier to be involved, and we look forward to seeing everybody out there on Saturday.
All right. And just lastly, talk about why it's important for you to make sure you're helping out these teachers. I know you don't have any children of your own, but this is a need that all these teachers have.
Right. The need has never been bigger with the pandemic and everything that these students are facing. We really want to do our best to bridge that achievement gap, and the students that are being hit hardest the most right now are those that are unable to obtain the school supplies that they need.
All right. Well, thank you for speaking with us this morning. And that need is definitely known here in our community. A couple years ago, only about 1,500 teachers were coming here. Now there's more than 1,900 teachers coming in. And of course, the pandemic plays a part as well, because these students can't share their supplies. They have to have their own supplies. So if you want to take part in helping out with this mission, you can drop off donations here by calling the Guilford Education Alliance to set up an appointment, or you can actually have your own supply drive to help make sure that this warehouse is fully stocked. And for more information on the Pedaling for Pencils fundraiser happening this Saturday, you can visit our website at wfnynews2.com.
Well, today, the next round of private citizens will head to the edge of space. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket is scheduled to launch in over an hour this morning. On board will be a former NASA engineer, a healthcare entrepreneur, a Blue Origin employee, and a man very familiar with space.
Very familiar. Actor William Shatner, who famously played Captain William Kirk in the Star Trek franchise, will be on board at 90 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. That means he'll be the oldest space tourist.
Because I wanted to claim that I was the oldest person that went. What a thing to have. He's the oldest guy that went into space. I want to have the vision. I want to see space. I want to see the Earth. I want to see what we need to do to save Earth. I want to have a perspective that hasn't been shown to me before.
All right. So obviously, this is a big, exciting event today. There are 3 other people on board, a couple engineers, entrepreneurs, one of whom works at Blue Origin. So really going to be an exciting experience. I'm curious to see what Captain Kirk thinks of the real space as opposed to what he learned in studying for years to act in the Star Trek movies.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit different, on a movie set versus, the real deal. But at 90 years old, I love that he's still adventurous, curious, and willing and daring to do things that most people would never imagine doing, especially at 90 years old. So not only does he not look 90 years old, he certainly is not acting 90 years old. I was telling Megan earlier, most people at 90 years old don't drive anymore, and here he is. I'm gonna go off in space.
I can't believe he's 90.
Yeah,
he looks
I
good.
think we had a story about this, I think, a couple weeks ago, and I remember looking at y'all and saying, is he really 90? Is he really 90 years old? So this is really exciting for him. Obviously, I think he's probably the most excited about the crew here. And it was supposed to be, that launch was supposed to be last night, but because of the wind and because of the weather, they weren't able to do it. So it's actually 9:30 Central Time, which would be 8:30 Central Time, which would be 9:30 our time here. So in about an hour and a half, they will launch that. Super, super cool. Neat to see.
And apparently there's a fun fact about this. Our director brought this to our attention. She's a big fan of scary movies, so she knew this. Tommy Lee Wallace created the 70s William Shatner Captain Kirk mask and made it into the iconic Michael Myers mask we see in John Carpenter's Halloween and the sequel Halloween 2. Probably wasn't the original intent for the the mask when it was created for Star Trek to then be repurposed for something so terrifying, but whatever works. Apparently, oh my gosh, there it is. Okay, apparently it was a cost-cutting effort in the Halloween movie, and it worked, but certainly looks a lot creepier when it's spray painted white with the holes cut out in the eyes.
So I have no
white
teeth
face.
in this. I've never seen the Halloween movie, don't know anything about it because I choose not to know. I've just never been someone who likes to be scared or likes to, watch scary things happening or listen to music that sounds like it's scary. Just not into it. But if you guys say it's that way, I'm sure it is.
Even my car wash now that I go to has this little station you can turn it to, and it plays like haunted music while you ride through the car wash now to go along with their decorations that they have put up.
Oh, wow. Now that's interesting.
So you couldn't go to that car wash, it sounds like.
I'm learning a lot about you, Christian.
I don't know if it's
day.
good or bad.
No, it's good. It's certainly good. But you have many different sides to you. So the other day, Megan, you were enjoying a little time off with your family. And so Christian's like, hey, Tracy, come here. I got to show you this. This is so neat. And I'm like, oh, it's got to be something fun on Instagram. Maybe a little cat, rolling around or something. And it's like a weather map. And I'm like, oh, yay, that's awesome, Christian. That's so cool.
I even texted Tracy later. Huh?
I said, are you surprised though? I mean, he's a meteorologist.
I understand, but I mean, the level of excitement that was coming from him, I just knew it was something like out of this world amazing. And he's just like, you got to see this. And I'm like, it's the weather map.
It really was. It was quite interesting. And Tracy's response was, wow.
So what were you so excited about? Was it like the Appalachian Wedge? Was it a cold front?
No, it was a simulation. It was so neat to look. The colors were pretty too. It was so neat to look at. It was a simulation of why we don't put weather stations in the middle of cities. It'd be like putting a weather station in the middle of downtown Greensboro. And it was because of how the way that wind flows around buildings. And you could see all the little wind. Of course, it was simulated, but you could see all the little wind radii just kind of swirling. I just thought it was really interesting, and I thought I would share some excitement. And Tracy said, oh, okay.
I'm glad you shared it with me. I love hearing about what interests you. It was just not what I was expecting, but now I know, when you run me down, from the side of the room and you want to show me something, I'm now prepared for the coolest weather map I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's right. Or to run away.
Right. I just never know, but I do like that you share about yourself and are very free-willing of information about yourself, and I try not to use it against you, but this one was funny, right?
I say that it's not done well this morning.
All right.
So
Let's
funny.
get back on track. Come
Yeah,
down to
sorry.
earth with our conversation about space.
Down to earth.
Carl said at the age of 90, he should know better and keep himself at home. Well, Carl, I'm curious to know what viewer Joanne says about this. She just celebrated her 91st birthday. She probably would have something different to say about him going to space at that age, thinking it's really cool. So yeah, this is really awesome. Of course, we're all excited about the launch. Christian, it looks like they're going to have a great weather day.
Yeah, it does. Like I mentioned earlier, they had to push it from last night to this morning, but now that the front is past, it's actually in Van Horn, Texas, which is right along the border, just kind of south of the Texas and New Mexico border. So with it, since the cold front is now past there, winds have died down, the weather's great. Doesn't look like there's any rain around this morning, so that launch should be good to go at 9:30 or 8:30 Central Time, which would be 9:30 our time, so about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm sure there are multiple ways that you can watch it, and we'll of course talk about it tomorrow on the Good Morning Show, and probably a recap here and after GMS. And just like that, it's time to take a look at our local forecast.
Well, let's do it. A little bit of everything, if you like it like that. Of course, you know how North Carolina weather is. Do you like the left side of the map, or do you like the right side of the 7-day forecast better? Summer through the end of the work week here. We'll climb it up into the low and mid 80s for tomorrow and Friday, and just a little extra humidity working its way back into. It's not going to be crazy humid. It will at least be noticeable, though, especially with those temperatures soaring into the mid-80s. Saturday will be our day to watch. That's our weather day of the week, if you will. Cold front day as it slides by in the afternoon and early evening. There could be some showers, maybe a thunderstorm. We'll continue to assess the detail on that and keep you updated on the chances for that. But behind the front, Saturday night going into Sunday morning, we sharply fall into the 40s by the time you wake up Sunday morning, only topping out in the upper 60s Sunday afternoon. Sunshine with mornings in the 40s and afternoon highs in near 70 for Monday and Tuesday as well. So fall makes a comeback and looks to stay around for a little while this time too.
Yay, fall.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yay, summer. All in one 7-day stretch. Woo!
We got it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Come to North Carolina.
Except that thing. We won't mention it. All right, thanks so much for joining us here on After GMS. We certainly had some great conversations and some laughs too. Christian, I am very fond of you and your maps. So just want to let you know
I've got
that.
another one to show you after this is over.
Oh, she's getting excited.
So exciting.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, friends. Take care.